Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the UR Pod Usage Rate. Make sure you go and check out Jibber's Hot Sauce on Instagram. Some of the best hot sauce in the country. UR15 is the discount code at the checkout there. How are we, Baz?
Yeah, going well and being good, mate.
Very good. We're going to have a look at the South East Melbourne Phoenix this episode. We've got a little bit to look at here. Who are you liking?
Yeah, there is a bit. I'm liking a few, and I've traded him in this week because I did originally have Williams, and with Williams being injured, the next logical choice was to get him in his replacement, to see what that looks like for the first few rounds, which is big Tyler Cook. Watched some highlights, seen some stats, and I think he's a double threat. Price 277, so cheaper than Williams. If things go well, just say that he ends up out of the league because Williams comes back from injury, then I've got his points and hopefully I'll get that price increase to just be able to do a straight swap up to Williams. So that's why I've gone with Cook. So I think I'm going to get a double from him, and I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing from him. And excitement machine, I would say.
Like it. I'm on him as well. Reminds me of Cam Oliver, actually, who was with the Taipans a few years ago. I think he's going to be a real league favourite for a lot of people. So definitely a good one, good price, good early fixture. I think he's a good starting option at the centre position.
I think I think going with the South East Melbourne players and knowing that there is that favourable fixture early on, I think that's something which makes these players here a little bit more attractive for my liking. So that's why I've also gone with Foxwell. I like what he did last year. They put a fair bit of time into him. They gave him a lot more opportunity. They've obviously brought in Ben Eyre, who's obviously a 3-point shooter. He'll probably just come off the bench and just try and put up quick points. Matty Kenyon's there as well, but he's obviously injured. So I think that there's opportunity for Foxwell early in the season to just kind of play a bit of a consistent role for him. So I like Foxwell. He's probably not on many people's radars, but I think he certainly did some good things last year, which I hope that he can take the next step next year. He's an awkward price at 132. But with that favourable fixture, a few good games, you could see him go up in price a fair bit pretty quickly.
Yeah, certainly not on my radar, but interesting one with the injury to Kenyon. I think you're right. He'll see some minutes early. But interesting one to watch during the Blitz and see how Kenyon's progressing. If Kenyon's coming along, I won't be going anywhere near him, I wouldn't have thought.
Yeah, but that also kind of goes with like the next one as well with Ruben Tarangi, who spent a bit of time over with the New Zealand national team. Played some good games against some good competition over there. And, you know, the player in front of me on the depth chart's Craig Moller, who didn't really stand out in the pre-season. So you kind of compare that to Moller, who didn't have a great pre-season, and Rangi, who's had a pretty good lead into this, a pretty good World Cup. He played some decent minutes for him. So could you see him start at the small forward position? If that kind of does end up happening, then him priced at 111 could be a fair bit of value.
Yeah. I really like Ruben Tarangi. I think he's awesome, but I don't think I'll go anywhere near him either.
Oh, geez, mate. Can I give you one that Can I give you one that I think you're gonna pick?
Yep.
I think you're gonna pick Mitch Creek.
Yep. I've got him at the moment.
Yeah, I've got him at the moment. It was a bit awkward at that 418 price because it meant that by having him at 418, I had to have one player that was about 58k on the bench.
Yeah.
So by getting him, I've got him for the sole purpose of putting the captaincy on him in those first few rounds. And I'm just hoping that this bloke I've got for 58k plays. I don't know what's going to happen. If he gets on the court, I'll be happy. But yeah, so Mitch Creek, I think, is a lock. The only thing that's concerning me a little bit is that calf injury.
Yeah.
How bad that is, we don't know. But Mitch Creek's a pretty tough player. I have met this guy. I know you asked me earlier if Gary Clark was a good fella. I have had a photo with Creaky and had a bit of a yarn with him. Great fella.
Yeah.
He likes the green, but not the Tasmanian green and gold. He's happy at South East Melbourne. He is essentially that team. They're built around him. He's a star player.
Yeah.
I'd love to see him back in Australian colours because I think he brings a unique fit there. That's another story. But yeah, I think Mitch Creek, you can't go past. You're going to get something. You're going to get points. If you don't get points, you're going to get boards, assists, steal. You're going to get it. You're going to get a bit of everything
Yeah.
from him. So he's a lock for me. He's a set and forget. Hopefully he doesn't get injured.
Yeah. I like your point about having a captaincy option as well. I think that's one thing that people need to consider when they're trying to piece their team together. You can look at the fixture all you want and try and get those players that are going to match each other in the fixture. You can look at your balance in terms of your monetary figures, but I think really important to make sure that you've got a captaincy option in every round is important, and they're obviously your 2-game players, which South East Melbourne start with those back to back. So Mitch Creek, I think will feature pretty heavily in a lot of teams.
Yeah, I think having that captaincy option on a reliable player that you know what you're going to get can really help your scoring early on. If you're putting your captaincy on a player that's 277, that's an import, that's a bit unknown, you're rolling the dice from round one. So you could put it on Jordan Crawford, you could put it on Denzel Valentine, put it on Tyler Cook, and these blokes could not get the minutes. They could not show up. They put up some bad games. So I think, yeah, Mitch Creek for me. I'm putting him in there. I've got him a captaincy, and just going to see how that plays out.
Yeah, definitely. So that's all we've got for South East.
Yeah, favourable fixture and a good captaincy pick in there.
Yeah, for sure. Agreeance, rightio. We'll leave South East there and we'll go on to the 2-time defending champs, Sydney Kings.
Ooh, nice. See you later.
Ta-ta.
Bye for now.